Good morning and welcome back to Caramanchell's channel. I'm glad to be back after a few days of holidays in this very, very, very hot summer that has made things a bit hard. I think it's more than time to look at what fall is going to bring to us. And as you can see, I've got here already our Bitcoin. I took, because I want to begin with a long term based on the analysis based on the monthly. I took the Brave New Coin Liquid Index, which is give us the longest history dating back to July 2010. Right. Let me take these labels out. I'm sorry. There you are. So I'm going to zoom it. The first thing I've already did for us is to look at the big drops we had. So far we had 1, 2, 3, 4. This is our fifth. The first one, BTC went from the highest to the lowest, down by almost 94%. The second one, back in 14, it went down 85.85, so almost 86%. The third time it was 84%. This, which was the pandemia down movement, went down 71.5%, which so far has been the lowest. And I think this is a bit of a special one because it was very exogenally driven, right? It was the virus. And so far here, we've been down almost 75%. Is this enough? Could be. Can we go to 80? Yes, we could. Where would that put us? From here to, let's say, 84, right? 84. This would mean down to 11,000. So in terms of historical drawdowns, this could be possible. So let me just take all of this away in order to continue in an orderly way. Right. Let's just keep that at the back of our minds, that we could eventually. No, okay. Okay. Right. I'm sorry for this. Okay. Back to our chart. What do we have here? I do have my EMAs, the 9, the 21, the 55. This is the 100 EMA, and this is the 100 simple moving average. What can we say? We were not stopped here by the 55, like more or less happened here. We crossed it down for a while. We didn't hear. We were not stopped. Is it important to look at this? I think it doesn't mean to me that much because history has been building up. So 5 years later, the 55 EMA is giving us much more history. So I think for now we know we can go below where to. This is what is left to be seen. So I have the 100. Can we go there? We just said why not? Historically, 84% is more than it's very possible. It's happened, right? I would very much like to add. Let's change our input here. I'd like to add this one. No. So I think if we look at this one here, I mean, this could be a level. Now, I have these lines here. This was our previous high, from the previous cycle. We didn't manage to close below that so far. This is a closing higher, and this is very important in terms of structure. So if we want this to be a long-term uptrend from the beginning, I wouldn't like to close below this purple line, which is right now at what's that, 13, almost 900, right? So this is the closing level, and it corresponds to this. I said the 100, this is the 89, right, EMA, and this is the 100 MA. So this area could be retested, and we wouldn't be that much. It wouldn't be such a surprise. Now, based on this, I would like to draw a few areas of interest. Remember, this is the monthly, right? So, if I look at this of course is an area of interest. We are trading here. So, if we want to be, this would be the bullish case. We bottom up here, we bottom down here, and then we'll go up. If it doesn't, what's our next area? Definitely this one, right? So our next one is this. Sorry, I did something silly. Okay, yes, I said this, right? This would be our next trading area. So if I want to summarize what I just said, can we go further down based on historical evidence? Yes, we could get to 84% down. If we don't hold here as we are holding now, where could the drop lead us? I think to these EMAs, right? 89 to 100 MA. In terms of order blocks, I'm going to do something because it's so big, but I think it makes sense anyway. I mean, it would make sense to have this area as an area where we could have wicks and then go up from there. So this is what we can do in terms of charts for me. Now, what is the stochastic telling us? The stochastic is telling us we still have room to go down. It is also telling us this was our previous one low, and actually I'm going to a vertical line here. This was our low later. I'm going to do it in white too. Okay. So this was in 19. Okay, I'm not doing it this well, right? Because the low was here. The low was in December 18. And this corresponded to a lower level, right? So I'm going probably to have a change. Let's go for this type of lines so that we can clearly see what we are looking for. Right here, and then right there. Are we getting there? Yes, we are getting there. Can that continue down in a consolidation mode? Yes, it can. Right? This is all I can say to you concerning the stocks. But for me, we are approaching on a historical basis areas where I think the consolidation at the lows is like impending. Something I don't think we've talked about, let's have a look at it now, is the accumulation distribution. So the interest of this is the change of slope. It's not that much being red or green, of course, for it to be very meaningful. It has always been at points where, I mean, from the red to the green and from the green to the brown. So here, this last month in August, we didn't move. The slope didn't change. We're still heading down. There's further down to come. This where would mark the stochastics, right? The levels at which we have the lows. So for instance, here, this one had another month going down, but the price did not. Here it was even worse. This was our low, and we went from January to August going down in terms of the accumulation distribution indicator, and the price didn't go further down. To monitor for next month. Something that is really important now for me is this. The RSI. The RSI has this was the low in 15. This was the low in 19. Of course, in terms of pricing, it was before. And there we are. We are, for the first time since January 19, we have our first bullish divergence on the monthly. How long can it take for it to really develop? As you can see here, it took quite some time with a big correction in March, right? But in the end, it came here. And this was the same. From this bullish divergence, we went up there. So for me, this might be the most important indicator today in terms of bullish scenario and the possibility that we are approaching the consolidation area at the lows. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave it there right now and come a bit later with a shorter term and probably talking about fundamentals, because in the end, this drop has been very much a drop driven by fundamentals. I mean, interest rates hikes and inflation, right? Thank you very much. Let's talk a bit later. Just tell me if you like this type of length, if you would like me to be shorter. Just if you can give me a few comments, I would really, really appreciate it. Thank you for watching and listening to me. Bye-bye.